Hey, it's John Siskovich.
And I'm Troy Bishop, the Grass Whisperer.
And Troy here takes the grazing chart out, does all of his pasture rotations, has them all mapped out. It's really crazy, but really it can be really simple. Does a lot of the thinking ahead of time, so when he goes out to the field, he can bring this chart with him and he knows exactly where his cows need to go. We're going to share with you some of the details of that chart and how you can make your own. So what we're looking at here is a big piece of paper. Might seem scary, but it's really, really simple. There's just, an x-axis and a y-axis. It's a grid of blocks. And it's a 12-month calendar with April, May, June, July, August, and so on, so forth. So really, you only need half of it at a time, or even just a small section at a time. There's the month, and then it's broken down with the days. And then you, on the side, you can correct me if I'm right or wrong here, Troy.
Yep.
But your paddocks, if you've got a number of different paddocks from your map that you've already created in the last video, which will show up at some point at this time in the video, you can plan out, all right, the cows were, this day they were in this paddock and they have this many, I don't know what I'm talking about, so I'm going to give it to Troy.
That's pretty good.
I did all right?
Yeah. So if you look closely, you'll see in color, that means that actually happened. And anything in pencil, which I highly recommend, you plan in pencil and then you mark that happened, because you're going to make mistakes. But it basically gives you a tool to tell yourself where they were, where they are, and where you're going. So a lot of folks, the first time they do a grazing chart, they write down where the cows or the animals are. That's it. There's no planning. It's just write down, and then you start to ask or investigate where are they going to go. And it takes time to get yourself eased in. But right now we are here on October 23rd, and we were in paddock 9, and so we basically have 45 days worth of grass, and you'll see it in pencil that the cows will move to a certain paddock for a certain amount of days, given the forage and their needs. And so we're basically going to be grazing till the first part of December because of this chart. And we don't know exactly because it's all in pencil, but there's a general plan, and that's the important part, is
to have an idea of where things are going.
Plan for success.
Well, that's the real power with this planning chart, is that you've done a lot of the mental work up front, you've already made the decisions. If Troy wants to go on vacation, or if he's working with a staff or a crew, if I have somebody working with me, I've made these decisions already, and I can tell people, they can look at the grazing chart and say, oh, I know they need to move here on this day. And you have a plan, kind of a schedule for your farm that you can start to predict. And it's something that you'll refine over time. You're not going to get it perfect right away, but just like any other kind of tracking, start with today. You know what you're doing today, so write that down, and then have a guess at what tomorrow is going to be, because you've already kind of thought through the end of your week. Start with that, and then you'll build up. So if you want to see this map in more detail than this video allows, head on over to thegrasswhisperer.com or onpasture.com. Both of those resources Troy's very involved with, and has a ton of information on this grazing chart. It's a simple PDF download that you can go to Kinko's or any Staples, Office Max, have them printed out on a big sheet of paper. You don't need to do this on your own computer, but you can set it up on your computer, you can download it, you can get it printed out and post it on the wall, fold it up, take it with you into the field. The trick is to have the discipline and just to use it. Absolutely.
And you'll be more profitable.
More profitable is great. Vacation is great, and low stress decision making, data-driven decision making is what we're going for. That takes the stress out of farming. For any comments, questions, don't know what the heck we're talking about with this grazing chart, go to the comment section below. We'll answer those questions. This is an awesome concept and a great tool that Troy has introduced to me, and I'll be utilizing it on my farm going forward.
What are you doing? No nap? She did? When? Really?